Welcome to Slash Bash, where today I am bringing you another Entitled Parents Reddit video. In our first story, a lady loses her mind because I'm deaf. Let's jump right in. So some backstory first. I work at a large grocery store chain as someone who stocks groceries, replaces items that have been left or returned throughout the day, and various other chores around the store. It's a pretty small store, so most of the employees can do almost all of the tasks. This particular night, I was putting away a cart of items that customers decided they didn't want, overstock, or were damaged. There was a separate area where damaged items went, obviously. Now, I should preface this with the fact that I'm not completely deaf. I can faintly hear things like slamming doors, loud phones or ringtones, and some things like that, though I cannot hear voices at all, even loud yelling. While I am deaf, I know sign language, have a large pin and lanyard that I wear that informs people that I am in fact deaf. In addition to this, I have a small notebook that has a variety of pre-written responses to questions, sort of like flashcards. Though communication is difficult sometimes, I try my best to make things work, and I am very prepared. Most people are understanding, work with me, and we get through the conversation. Some kind people even sign with me. That always makes me smile. I am pretty young and don't look like the typical hearing impaired person, so when people sometimes get a little grumpy because I don't respond right away, they're very apologetic. Not this time. This is where the story gets good. In the cast, we have me, Crazy Karen, a nice customer, a store manager, and our regional district manager. So I'm mulling along one evening and decided to get an early start on the overstock from the day, which was filling a shopping cart to the max. Since this was earlier than I normally began, there were more people still in the store as opposed to when I usually started. No big deal, I started anyway. About a half a shopping cart later, I'm in the paper towel section when I feel someone roughly poke me in the shoulder. I jump and turn around startled to see this lady. She's taller than me and I'm no slouch. I'm 6 foot tall, or 72 inches. She is very thin, probably mid-50s, frizzy blonde hair only held back by a bright red MAGA hat atop her head. Not that there's anything wrong with supporting Trump, but this lady hit all the stereotypes of a Trump supporter. This was back in September of 2020, and of course, she doesn't have a mask on. She begins to what I assume was yell, judging by the aggressive look on her face. I begin to point to my lanyard and ears, trying to communicate that I can't hear her. According to the nice customer who I will introduce in a moment, she was saying things like, "I'm talking to you. I've been trying to get your attention for 5 minutes." She then takes a step forward and grabs my lanyard, yanking it violently, and it gets unsnapped from around my neck. She throws it to the ground. At this point, I'm very nervous and beginning to panic. I try to actually say I can't hear, but I'm not sure how it came out, as I've never actually heard my own voice. My significant other says it sounds very cute, however. It's at this point the nice customer enters the picture. I see him round the corner, a 30-something-year-old man I assume rounds the aisle and walks up to the Crazy Karen asking what the problem was. This is all what he wrote down for me, saying what he had said after the incident. The nice customer looks over to me and I frantically point to the pin on my mask and grab my notebook and scribble down, "I'm deaf and I don't know why she's yelling at me." Nice customer turns to Crazy Karen and they exchange some words. Things like, "Can't you see he's deaf? Why are you yelling at a kid like that?" And responses like, "He's not deaf. He's just ignoring me because he's a lazy little SOB." This goes on for a few minutes and I finally begin to cry, as this has caused a scene with people starting to surround us. It finally attracted the attention of my 2 managers, the store manager and the district manager. The store manager walks up to me while the district manager walks to nice customer and Crazy Karen, who have now really started shouting at each other. The store manager knows sign language and asks me if I'm all right. I say I am and wipe the tears from my face and grab my lanyard from the ground. The store manager tells me to grab my things and wait for her in the employee break room. About 15 minutes later, the store manager and district manager walked in with a police officer. The Crazy Karen had been arrested. The store manager explains to me in sign language that Crazy Karen had been arrested for third-degree assault, and the officer needed a written statement and asked if I wanted to press charges. I happily said yes and give my statement. The nice customer stuck around and I wrote him a thank you note. The store manager also gave him a gift card for being an upstanding citizen. That was by far the worst experience I've ever had with a customer, but I'm thankful that awesome people like nice customer, the store manager, and district manager exist. Also, I heard that Crazy Karen got sentenced to a few months in jail, probation, and was fined a hefty amount. Honestly, I hope it destroys her life. Story number 2. An entitled parent wouldn't accept a solution and gets banned from the water park forever. This happened a couple of years ago, but it still makes me shake my head. I, a 19-year-old female, had a job working at a water park dispatching rides. Some of the rides require the guests to get a tube at the bottom of the ride and carry it up to the top. Water park employees know that only certain tubes can be used on certain rides. If you use the wrong tube on the wrong ride, you are asking for people to get injured. The ride I was working had water jets that exploded from the bottom of the ride, so the tubes had to be very durable. Anyway, entitled mom and her entitled kids are waiting in line. I can see that they have grabbed the wrong set of tubes from the bottom of the ride. They have clear tubes which are not nearly durable enough for this ride, when they needed reinforced blue tubes. I go over to the mom and explain that she has the wrong tube for this ride. One of the correct tubes is pasted next to the entrance to the ride, so it's pretty clear which tube goes to which ride. I tell her that when she gets to the front of the line, she will need to step to the side and I can have a worker run down and grab some correct tubes for them. She can still go on the ride, someone just needs to bring her the right tubes. Entitled mother doesn't acknowledge me at all. Anyway, she gets to the front of the line and tries to sit in her tube to go down the ride. Ma'am, I'm sorry, this isn't the correct tube. I've radioed to have someone bring the correct tube up for you and your party, but I can't let you ride down in this tube. It's not safe and you can get hurt. Please stand to the side until your tubes get here. I waited in line. You can't tell me what to do. I'm going down the ride. Get the flip out of the way. You can't go down the ride in this tube. It's not safe. Get the flip out of my way, you witch. Then the crazy part. She throws the tube at my face. It's bulky and not heavy, so I can easily dodge it, but now I have to call security too. My manager is the person who is trekking the tubes up, and upon hearing me call security, he drops the tubes and comes sprinting to me. The entitled mother is now destroying the landscaping around the top of the ride and is encouraging her kids to join in. How dare this witch make us wait? This blank won't let you on the ride. I'm 19. I'm not paid to put myself in harm's way, so I do nothing to stop her or her kids. She is literally pulling out grass and spitting in my general direction. I pick up the tube she threw, and I'm sitting on it on the side of the ride. The entitled kids, of course, join in and are spitting in my general direction and ripping up dirt and plants. I'm 10 feet away, so no spit got near me. And that is how entitled mom and her entitled kids got banned from the park forever. The tubes she needed, which the manager was carrying up, were 10 stairs away from her. It was around a curve, so she couldn't see them. This is John from Slash Bash. Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed the video and want to be the first to know when the next one drops, then subscribe and click on that notifications bell. I'd love for you to drop a like, share it with your friends, and I'll see you in the next one.